Over the past 10 years of hunting and filming professionally, my journey has evolved. I once sought animals and adventure, and I still seek those things. Yet now more than ever, I seek answers around the growing questions that surround myself as a hunter. I've found that my connection to the land brings a certain clarity to the rest of my life. This is what brings me back into high country. I don't know if any father's ever really ready for that first hunt with his son or daughter. I mean, it's something that you think about since the moment you know you're going to have a child as a hunter. You know you want to introduce them to that sport, and you hope they take to it. It seems like eternity for that moment to come. Teaching them along the way, whether it be a toy bow with suction cups or a BB gun or slingshot. You're always kind of trying to hone their skills as a father who's a hunter, watching how they interact with birds in the yard or squirrels as they sneak on them. So even though I had wanted this hunt to come forever, and it seemed like it took eternity, it was here before I knew it, and I was able to sign Dawson up for the Apprentice Hunter Program here in Montana, which actually allows kids to start hunting 2 years younger than it was when I grew up hunting, when you had to be 12 years old and have completed hunter's ed. The Apprentice Hunter Program here in Montana started in 2015, and it's for kids 10 to 17 years old to be able to get into the field under a mentor and hunt even if they don't have hunter's education, and hopefully get them involved in hunting. So the next thing I knew, we were on the range.
That'll work.
And Dawson was sighting in his .243 that I had got him for Christmas. It was kind of a surreal moment, really, being there with him. A moment that I had dreamed about. And for the most part, this was going just as I had planned.
Couple you can just put in. I just realized. You can just push it down.
Well, here we are. We're down here in the gravel pit, sighting in Dawson's .243, his first buck hunt this year. He's pretty jacked. I think we just about got it zeroed. He's shooting really good, so pretty fun day.
going on?
Just got back from school. We had one short day because of our teachers had to go do stuff. And tomorrow is the big day. My first buck hunt of my life. Incredible. Seems like yesterday I was a baby.
You still are a baby.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. We're not babies.
Okay, let's go. Hey, Dawson, what's going on?
On the first day of hunting, we spotted a buck that is really beautiful, but I think we might want to let him grow up a little bit.
Sorry, Dad.
As we headed down to a spot that I've hunted for years, I felt like I was kind of torn. I mean, as a hunter and the type of person that I am, I've always wanted to try to find the biggest buck that I can in the amount of time that we're there. But as a father, I felt like I didn't want to spoil him the first time, or I didn't want to ruin him, or set the bar that high right off the bat and make him think that shooting a deer was that easy. So in my mind, on the drive down there, I kept thinking, what if a huge buck steps out? I mean, I can't stop him from shooting him. But in a weird kind of way, I hoped for just a nice buck to step out. On that hunt, I wasn't looking for a giant. And Dawson wasn't either.
We got a buck in sight, and we got out here this morning hoping to find one, and he's right here, and hopefully we can go back to camp and drop Asher off and then come back over here and see if we can get him. So,
What's he look like?
well, he looks like heavy horned, but mostly antlers because that's what they are. And he looks like a pretty good buck to me, and that's pretty much what I have in mind.
Where the pavement ends, on X begins.
Hey, well, Dawson and I just parked the truck here, and we kind of figured out where those bucks are coming out, so we're gonna just kind of circle around. We got the wind, and little brother went with Grandpa, so what do you think?
I want to kill him.
We better go. We got about an hour and a half of light, and Grandpa's gonna pick us up about a mile from here, so it should be a fun hunt.
I think there's a lot of different emotions that go through your mind as a dad, walking out into the field for the first time with your son or daughter, and knowing that for the first time, if they saw the buck they wanted, they could take it, and all of a sudden you had passed on that tradition of hunting. Something you had thought about for so many years, wondering how it would go. It really is a big moment when you think about it. So I just think for the son or daughter, and for the father, there's just a lot of emotions as you take to the field that first day.
got really close to a buck. We got as close as we could, but ran away before we could get there. And had a good night, so hopefully in the morning or tomorrow sometime, we'll have to get it.
Yeah, you did good today, buddy. We did everything right, it just didn't work out.
Nope. This way. So, our sun's gone now. Oh, sorry, just my mind. I thought I heard a doo doo. It's our big chair.
Is there safety on us?
The first few days, the hunting was actually a lot harder than I expected. I planned on him getting closer to more deer, or us getting closer to more deer, and him having the chance to make a decision if it was one he wanted or not. And even though in the distance we saw several deer, getting in close to him proved to be a challenge, and I could see after a couple days Dawson was starting to get frustrated, so I kind of started to get worried and really wanted that moment to happen for him before he started to lose focus on why we were there. On day 3 of hunting steady, looking for a buck for Dawson, we finally found a deer that Dawson liked, and the contour of the country allowed us to be able to get in. So as things work out, I had planned on my 4-year-old son to go with Grandpa on that hike, but he ended up wanting to go with us, and not having time to waste and argue with the 4-year-old, we decided to hit the trail.
Dawson, find the tree line.
There he is.
And come down the tree line.
Can you block the sun? Oh, there he is, there he is.
Which one are you looking at? The one facing us or the one broadside?
The one facing us.
There's one to the left of him, too.
Oh, there he is. Oh, I can't see him now when I got the sun out. There we go.
You gotta pinch your ears and pass your plug your ears. Which one are you on?
I'm on the broadside. Yes. But the sagebrush, I'm afraid it's gonna stop it. Oh, and he's all raising lower.
Okay, buddy. Well then, here, we're not so I'm not trying to get upset. I just want you to get the deer, bud.
Oh no, oh my gosh, yep.
Now if you're good and steady, squeeze the trigger. another bullet in. Get another bullet in. He's still right there, bud. He's right in front of the other one that's still standing there. See him? He's right in front of the one that's still standing there. See him?
It's gonna be up on the higher.
That's fine. If you can hit him, just hit him again. You hit him again, bud. Good shot. Good shot, bud. He's hit good twice. He's going downhill. You were so patient.
I was like doing this in my scope and I finally found a perfect resting position. I'm like, here goes nothing.
Buddy, he's a beautiful buck.
Yes. But are you sure those two will kill him?
Okay, let's
Yes.
Okay, buddy. Just give him a second, okay? You just have to give him a second.
Can I go see? Yeah, I go see too.
Look at that, buddy. He's a 5x4. He made some good shots. 240 yards his first two shots. Tell us what's happening.
Alright, so pretty much we saw a buck, we shot it, and then here it is.
After 10 years of planning how this hunt may or may not go, I can tell you it didn't go as I had planned. Very little of it went as I had planned, in fact. But looking back on it, it's exactly how it should have went. And even though I had thought about it for 10 years, it had already come and gone. And it made me realize that we really have to soak up those precious moments when we have our kids and fathers and friends and family together doing something we all love so much.
My Under Armour off. I keep falling down.
I feel like when the hunt is over and you look back and the deer is hanging there and you see the satisfaction in your boy's face as he shows off his buck to Grandpa or pictures to his friends, it really brings it full circle. And you realize that no matter how you look at it, no matter how it feels, you have passed on that torch and a new generation has been introduced to hunting. It's really cool for me to see what a role model Dawson has become to his little brother Asher. He might not realize it, but little brother is watching everything he does. And he's next in line to take his first deer.